5 years after that landmark ruling, how is the maritime security situation in the West Philippine Sea? To discuss, joining us is Atty. Batongbacal, Director of the UP Institute for Maritime Affairs and Law of the Sea. Good evening, Atty. Batongbacal.
Hi, good evening, Robbie, and to all our viewers and listeners. Good evening.
Sir, former Foreign Affairs Secretary Albert Del Rosario said we've lost momentum. Is that the worst of it, or over the past 5 years, have we actually crossed a line that we can no longer go back to?
Well, I think that we have not yet crossed the line, no, but we've come very close given some statements of the president, no, in recent years. No? Very, very close. And that's why we are always worried and always immediately raising a howl whenever he made one of these controversial statements. Fortunately, the tendency of the government to walk back its own statements immediately after it becomes apparent that it's very damaging has been rather regular and frequent. No? But today, I agree with the assessment that we have really lost momentum because there were really many lost opportunities for us to be able to build up an international and unified front vis-a-vis China on the maritime issues, no? Especially within Southeast Asia and the rest of the region.
Okay, now assuming that 1 year from now, when we get to the 2022 elections, we have not yet crossed any such line, what would you suggest the next president do?
Well, the next president needs to continue asserting our rights, no, exercising our rights and jurisdiction over the West Philippine Sea. And that means continuing to explore for petroleum in the West Philippine Sea, continuing to protect our fishermen and encouraging our fishermen to fish in the West Philippine Sea, and also trying all that it can to try to manage the resource activities there, such as fishing, especially illegal and destructive fishing. I would say that that is the very minimum that it should try to achieve, try to stop all this destructive fishing activity that is being undertaken by China and any other foreign power for that matter, any other foreign nation for that matter, that might be taking place in the West Philippine Sea. We must at the very least try to conserve and protect and manage the marine environment in the West Philippine Sea because after all is said and done, it's really the resources there that are the most important. It is our sovereign right, no? The living and non-living resources there pertain to the Philippines, they belong to the Philippines. And so at the very least, we should try all that we can to try to conserve them for future generations.
Okay, maraming salamat po, Atty. Batongbacal, Director of the UP Institute for Maritime Affairs and Law of the Sea.